Hi children, welcome back. We will continue the chapter Mughal Empire. The topic for discussion are Mansabdars and Jagirdars. Now, what are the important points? Mansabdars, Jagirdars, Sat and Semindars, Akbarnama and Aine Akbari. So, what are the important points? We are going to discuss about Mansabdars and Jagirdars, then Sat and Semindars, then Akbarnama and Aine Akbari. So, now let us study. What is Mansabdar? What do you mean by Mansabdar? Okay. Mansabdari system, it was introduced by the great Mughal emperor Akbar. It was an important system that he introduced. What do you mean by the term Mansabdar? Okay. The Mansabdars really, they were the officers recruited by the Mughals. So, they were the officers recruited by the Mughal rulers, and they included the Mughal rulers recruited the officers from Iranians. Iranians included Afghans, then Rajputs, Indian Muslims and Marathas. Of course, they included the Turkish people also. So, they recruited officers from different group of society, and when they expanded their territory, they needed more officers to administer the vast empire. So, they recruited many officers. So, what do you mean by Mansabdar? Mansabdar means Mansab. The term Mansab means a rank. Okay. So, Mansabdar refers to a rank holder, an individual who holds a rank, an officer who holds a rank. Mansabdar is a holder of a rank, and every officer given a rank or mansab. He was given a rank or mansab. Mansab means rank, and this was the grading system introduced by Akbar, and it is introduced to fix rank, salary and military responsibilities of the officers. This Mansabdars. Okay, and every officer is given a rank or mansab. Then the salary is given as jagirs, then according to their rank. Salary is given according to their rank, and after the Mansabdar's death, this everything, the jagir, then the cavalry, loyal trusted soldiers, royal bodyguards, everything, palace guards, artillery, everything went back to the Mughals. Okay, after the death of the Mansabdars. Let us see how the salaries or the ranks were fixed. Rank and salary were determined by Sat. Okay, the rank and salary of a Mansabdar determined by a numerical value called Sat. Okay, Sat is a numerical value. For example, I can give you an example. Officer 1, suppose take officer 1 and officer 2. Okay, Mansabdar 1 and Mansabdar 2. Suppose officer 1, Mansabdar 1 is given a rank of 5000 Sat by the Mughal ruler. Okay, he has given a rank of 5000 Sat, and he is paid more, and he is given a high position, prestigious position in the Mughal rule, and he is paid high salary. Okay. Now, officer 1, he is having less Sat, right, 1000 Sat only, he is having 1000 Sat. So, that means he is having only less Sat than the officer 1. So, officer 2, naturally he will get less salary, and he is given a less position also. Okay. So, less than the position and the salary were given less than the officer 1. So, am I clear children? Okay. Now we will see there are some military responsibilities given to these Mansabdars. What are the military responsibilities of the Mansabdars? Let us find. The Mansabdars they have to maintain the specific number of cavalrymen. Okay. The Mansabdars responsibilities as a military officer, they need to maintain a specific number of cavalrymen. Cavalrymen means soldiers on horses. It is also called savar. Okay. So, soldiers on horses, they want to maintain their troop, military troop. Then cavalrymen, and they want to take the cavalrymen to review, then they want to register, then the cavalrymen register their cavalrymen in their name, and they need to brand their horses. They have to brand their horses also in their name. Okay, these were the military responsibilities of the Mansabdar. And salaries of the Mansabdars were paid as revenue assignments. Okay. How the salaries were paid? They were paid as revenue assignments. Okay. And not in cash. So, these revenue assignments were called jagir. So, the revenue assignments are called jagir. So, what is jagir? A piece of land assigned to the officer. Okay, by the Mughal. A piece of land which is assigned to the officer is called a jagir, and the jagirs are the revenue assignments which were given to the Mansabdars. So, they have the right, Mansabdars have the right to collect what revenue from their jagirs. So, they have the right to collect the revenue from their jagir, and revenues were collected. The revenue was collected by their servants called jagirdars. Okay. They were called jagirdars. Okay. They appoint this Mansabdars appoint jagirdars to collect revenue for them. They did not stay in the jagirs like Iqtas system. In the Iqtas system you studied about the muktis. Like muktis, they did not reside in the jagirs. They only collected the revenue from the jagir. Okay, children. The revenue which they were collected was equal to their salary. Now, the officers of the Mughal government received their salaries in two ways. These Mansabdars were given cash, not cash, they were granted jagirs, and they enjoyed the land revenue equivalent to the amount of their salary, and they enjoyed their revenue, land revenue equal to their salary. Then Akbar's reign, what was there? There were two impacts, negative and positive impacts for the system, okay, in the Mughal rule. So, what is the positive impact? During the Akbar's reign, Akbar introduced the system, and Akbar's reign, the jagirs were carefully assessed. Okay. During Akbar's rule, the land was carefully assessed. So, the revenues were equal to the salary of the Mansabdars. Revenues were equal to the salary of the Mansabdars, not more or not less than the salary. But during the period of Aurangzeb, the jagir was not properly assessed. Okay, it was not done efficiently. So, what happened as a result? Revenue was most of the time less than the amount of salary. So, revenue collected was less than the assigned salary amount. Okay. Now, this jagirs, due to the number of Mansabdars increased during the reign of Aurangzeb, number of Mansabdars increased, but the number of jagirs decreased. So there was a shortage of jagirs. Jagirs means piece of land which were given as assignments to the mansabdars. So mansabdars increased but the jagir decreased. Due to this shortage of jagir was there. Then as a result more revenue was collected from one single jagir. Okay, as a result the jagirdars collected more revenue from a single jagir. Okay, so that caused the peasants suffering. Okay, so during the period of Aurangzeb, the peasantry suffered a lot. The peasants, okay, the farmers, the peasants suffered a lot due to this because they had to pay large sum of tax revenue to the jagirdars. Okay, children. Then next topic is Sabt and Zamindars. Sabt and Zamindars. Now we have seen that the Mughal Empire expanded and they appointed new officers for their administration, and they need money, right? They need money for administering the vast empire. So how did they get money? So the main source of their income was the revenue from the produce of the peasants. Okay, the revenue from the produce of the peasants. Okay, children, and this revenue was collected by the local chieftains or the headmen. Okay, local chieftains were appointed or given in charge of collecting the revenue from the peasants, the land produce, and these local chieftains or headmen, they were called zamindars. The Mughal rulers described these intermediaries as zamindars. Okay, the zamindars collected the income revenue from the peasants and they paid it to the Mughals. So they were called zamindars. Okay, they were local chieftains or headmen of certain villages. So now you understand what is meant by zamindar. Next, Zabt. We are going to study what is Zabt. Todarmal, he was a revenue minister of Akbar. He was the revenue minister of Akbar. Todarmal introduced a new revenue system. This is a new revenue system introduced by Todarmal, the revenue minister of Akbar. And this system is called Zabt. Okay, children, the new revenue system which was introduced by Todarmal is called Zabt. Now we will see what is Zabt. Okay, Todarmal had done a careful survey of crop yields, prices, and area cultivated. He had done a careful survey of crops, then prices, then area cultivated for a 10-year period. Okay, he had done the survey for a 10-year period, and on the basis of that data, the data was collected from the survey, and on the basis of the data, he fixed the tax on each crop in cash. So Todarmal fixed the tax for each crop in cash according to the survey. Now again he had divided. There were many provinces under the Mughal rules. These are all provinces, okay, and each province, take for example Malwa, this province were divided into number of revenue circles. Each province was divided into revenue circles, okay, and each revenue circles had their own revenue rate for each crop, and each revenue circles had their own revenue rate for each crop. Okay, so he decided to to fix the revenue for each crop in each revenue circles. This system is called the SAPT. The SAPT is a revenue system introduced by Todamal, the Akbar's revenue minister, and he had done a survey of crop yields, then the prices and the area cultivated, and based on that data he fixed rate revenue for each crops in each revenue circles. He divided the province into each revenue circles. The system was called the SAPT. Okay. It was followed in many of the provinces, but in Gujarat and West Bengal they couldn't follow this system. Okay. Now the next topic is Akbarnama. Okay. Akbarnama is a 3-volume history of Akbar. It was written by Abul Fazl, Akbar's friend. Abul Fazl was Akbar's friend, and he wrote a 3-volume history named Akbarnama. And the first volume of Akbarnama, it dealt with Akbar's ancestors. Okay. The first volume dealt with Akbar's ancestors, and the second volume it dealt with Akbar's reign. Then the third volume, it is named the Ain-i-Akbari. The third volume is named the Ain-i-Akbari, and it contains Akbar's administration, army, household, revenue, geography of his empire. Okay. This Ain-i-Akbari gives us lots of information about Akbar the Great. Okay, children. So I hope you all understood the topic which we have discussed now. Then what are the topic of discussion? We have studied about Mansabdas and Jagirdas, then Sapt and Samindas, then we have also studied about Akbarnama and Ain-i-Akbari. You can refer page number 51, then page number 52 and 53. Okay, children. Thank you.